Well, finally, 132 days after Melbourne City were last in action against Newcastle, the boys are back on the field, and what a game to resume their season against the table leaders Sydney FC at ANZ Stadium. Welcome to City Live, brought to you by McDonald's. My name is Julian Stoop, and I'm joined by a man that knows Melbourne City really well, former goalkeeper Thomas Sorensen. Thomas, welcome. And I guess like all of us and all City fans around the country, you're bloody happy football's back.
Yeah, fantastic. Can't wait for this game. What a game to start off with. We've been waiting for so long. We got a bit of a season on steroids, 3 games left, and then the finals. Exciting times, and just see what the boys have been up to and how they're feeling.
Yeah, it's been a very, very different preparation, of course, for all A-League teams, including Melbourne City. Now, as we mentioned, it's been, as we see, actually, we can see the boys here arriving today. So just for those at home, basically the team is staying in the Hunter Valley, then they fly in for their remaining 3 matches at ANZ Stadium. And you can see here, Thomas, the boys coming off the bus, the mask, the temperature checks. As a player, what would it have been like living in this hub? And can you liken it a little bit to being sort of at a World Cup where you're in camp, you're not seeing too many other people, and I guess it's important that everyone's on the same page?
Oh, this is unprecedented times, and yeah, I experienced something similar. In a World Cup, you're isolated for a long time, you're away from your family. But I can only imagine what these boys are going through with all the travel restrictions, all the medical things, procedures, temperature checks, staying apart, wearing masks. It's tough, and that also weighs a part. They're away from their families, in a hotel together, and that's why these early games are very important, just to get a great feeling in the camp, you know, get a good win, and tonight is a fantastic opportunity.
What about the fact that this is Melbourne City's first game back and Sydney's already had 2 hit-outs? Is that a factor going into the match?
Of course, you know, you can pull out all the excuses, and I like what Eric Mumbert has come out and said, you know, before this game. You know, they're going to focus on the things they can focus on, work hard, get a game plan ready for this game, and just, you know, go out there and do their best to perform. Yes, it's not ideal, but again, nobody's going to feel sorry for them. They have a great opportunity, they've got a great side, and a great chance to win this championship. Yeah,
everyone's in the same basket. Now, as we mentioned off the top, it's been 132 days since City's last clash with Newcastle back in March. Of course, since then, the COVID-19 situation has changed life for everyone as we know it. And for Melbourne City, it's meant leaving Melbourne and setting up a camp in a hub.
But now, yeah, the Deputy Chief Medical Officer confirming that New South Wales and Victoria border will be closed from tomorrow night.
Firstly, there are 2,660 cases of coronavirus in Victoria. That is 127 more than yesterday.
Tomorrow.
From 11:59 p.m. midnight tomorrow night, the border with New South Wales will be closed.
So, as you probably heard, we're going to leave for a hub tomorrow. And the likely scenario is that we may stay there the whole period. So we'll leave tomorrow. We may not be coming back till after the finals. So everyone needs to pack and prepare for that amount of time.
And one man that would love to be in that hub in the Hunter Valley, but unfortunately is still a few days away from joining the rest of his teammates, is defender Roston Griffiths, who's been good enough to join us live from his hotel room. Roston, great to chat. For those that aren't aware, just explain why you were a little bit late to arriving into New South Wales and the rest of your teammates.
Yeah, well, basically, you know, it was all pretty fast by the time they decided that we were going to go up into the hub. Just happened to coincide with the day that my wife was supposed to go into surgery. So unfortunately, the timing didn't work out very well. And obviously, we've got a young daughter, so I had to be there to support her and you know, just to make sure my wife was okay. And yeah, she recovered from the surgery quite well. And then we've been pretty much trying to get up to New South Wales ever since. kept getting denied. Then we looked for various different opportunities around the country. I think we tried Northern Territory at one point in some sort of Japanese army barrack. Probably for me. and eventually got let up into New South Wales. So, starting my quarantine journey a little bit later than everyone else.
Rustin, Thomas Sorensen here. Now you're stuck in a hotel. Talk us through your daily routine, because I know I'm struggling to fill out 24 hours in my house, and I can only imagine what you're going through.
Yeah, well, mate, I'm 7 stories up off the balcony. It's that's even tougher. But no, look, the club's been kind enough, I should say, to put a treadmill and a bike in my room. You can probably see the bike in the background there. So yeah, the morning is normally me on the treadmill, running till I can't breathe anymore, followed by a gym session, followed by another bike session, followed by another gym session. So I'm pretty active in keeping fit. And other than that, yeah, Netflix is getting hammered, tab racing is getting hammered, and FaceTime is getting hammered. And fortunately, anybody that calls me spends about an hour and a half on the phone. So you'll do well to get off this chat with me after this.
And you got to give me an honest answer. I'm really interested in this. What's the food like?
Mate, the food is disgusting. I mean, I saw people on the news early on in this whole quarantine thing who were complaining about the food, and I thought, oh, come on, guys, you know, you're in a hotel room and sitting there basically paid for by the government. But then I had my experience of it, of frozen meals being sent up into my room, and let's just say it wasn't great. So fortunately, the club helped me out and got some food sent in, and I've been able to do a couple of Coles online orders. I haven't had Uber Eats yet, so I might treat myself tonight if the boys get a win.
Unfortunately, you can't eat Macca's when you're a professional athlete. Roster, just what's the feeling amongst the camp? I mean, the season is resuming, but in the context of finishing top 2, this is a huge clash this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a massive clash. I think, you know, it's probably a little bit disappointing that it's starting off against Sydney FC. Obviously, they've had 2 games already. Again, everything's fallen in their favour. Not to make excuses, but, you know, they're... everything's good for them. So it's going to be a tricky game for us. But the mood in the camp's good. I think, you know, we can only train so much. You know, sometimes in Australia, we, especially with the pre-seasons, you can become a professional trainer and not so much a game player. So the boys have played plenty of 90 minutes against each other, but there's nothing like a proper game against a side that we'll potentially see again in the finals if all goes well. So a solid and difficult hit out initially, but yeah, the boys are ready to go, and everyone's fitting, and apart from me, I think everyone's there.
Well, Roston, at least you've got some football to watch this afternoon. We'll check back in at half-time and get your thoughts on the first half.
No worries, I'll still be here. Not much else going on.
Well, Thomas, these 2 sides have met only once this season. It was back in December. In the end, it was a 2-1 victory for Sydney FC. But that day, City got the early goal. Sydney went down a man. It really was a game that City probably should have taken the 3 points.
Yeah, it was a disappointing afternoon. When we started so well worked corner, and hopefully something they've been able to work on a set plays going into this game tonight. And again, Sydney went down to 10 men. We see Grant here with a rash challenge and deservedly got a red card. And really, it's something that we should have benefited from. But, you know, sadly, a couple of goals, and that's going to be key tonight as well, where defensively we got plenty of people behind the ball. Delbridge on the line could have stepped forward, and it's just something that we could have prevented. And the last goal that we conceded in this game from the halfway line, people switch off a little bit, a lack of communication, and we let Barbarouses in. He should have been showed down the line here. He gets showed inside, and this is what Sydney does so well. They're efficient, they've got players of high quality, and they'll finish you off, and that's what they've been so good at all season. Yeah,
they won 8 of the last 9 against City, so let's hope that the City can turn the tables this afternoon. Stick with us here on City Live, brought to you by McDonald's. Afterwards, we'll check in with the Melbourne City camp and speak with Josh Brillante.
Hi, can I have a strong skim latte? Strong skim latte, please.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? Sir, did you say strong skim latte?
Yeah, medium, please.
When only drive-through will do. We'll be here.
John Rowe and sandwich through for Jamie McLaren. Curto can't stop that one, and the back is back.
Welcome back to City Live, of course, brought to you by McDonald's. And during this pandemic, there's never a better time to be sitting at home watching some football and get some McDonald's delivered. So as you can see on screen there, a fantastic offer to do with some free delivery. Now, of course, we're all excited here in the studio And around the country, of course, all the City fans very excited to see their team back in action. No one more so than one of the most passionate fans that the club has got, Matt Benici, who, of course, hosts the Talkin' City podcast and also a show on SEN 1116 here in Melbourne. Matt's been good enough to join us from his home. Matt, great to see you, and with kick-off not too far away, I guess you're as excited as anyone to see the boys back in action.
Yeah, thanks for the pump up there. Almost felt like that was a bit much. I'm really excited to see the boys back. It's been a long, I think you said 132 days at the start of the show. It's been a really, really long time. So it's great to be back.
And Matt, from the fans' perspective, what are the expectations going in, not just for the game tonight, but for the rest of the season? A lot of unknowns, but where do you think the arrow is pointing?
I think a lot of our fans are optimistic, and in my opinion, rightly so. We're in, potentially the best position we've been in heading into the close of a season for a long time. Top two is up for grabs and everything that comes with it in terms of finals positioning in Asia. And, then from there, we've got a really good chance to take the toilet seat, I think.
Now, Matt, we all love going and watching our teams playing live sport. It's a bit more difficult watching on television. Just take us through who you'll be watching with this afternoon and what sort of temperament you watch the game in when it's on television and you can't be in the stands and yelling out when you want to.
Yes, I'll be watching it with my girlfriend Tristan tonight, who's well into Melbourne City as well. So, look, I think temperament can be probably the right word because I'm very temperamental when I watch the football. I make a lot of noise, I yell a lot, probably say a few words I shouldn't be saying as well. So it's going to be pretty hectic in the Benici household tonight for sure.
And obviously the record against, as we've touched on before, against Sydney FC lately has been not great, and a lot of teams are similar. But what gives you some great hope this afternoon that City can turn that around and finally get a win over the ladder leaders?
Look, if I can be cautious here and say this, I'm hoping... Look, I think we're a good team on our day, but I also think, Sydney have locked up the title. We're in a position where a number of teams are going to have to play through a lot of games in a very short time, and I'm hoping we can catch them here in a bit of a lull. But I think on our day, I think we're capable of beating anyone in this league, and it's just a matter of us coming out and playing the best football that we can, and then, going forward from there.
Well, Matt, thanks for your time. We'll check in with you again very shortly. But let's get to ANZ Stadium, as we mentioned before the break, and we've checked in with the City camp. Here's Josh Brillante's thoughts on this afternoon's game.
We're finally here on match day.
Yeah, finally here. It's been a long time coming. Like you said, more than 4 months now, so it's a long time without a competitive match. So all the boys are raring to go.
And a big game, obviously, against Sydney FC. 1v2 as it stands at the moment. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to securing second spot.
Yeah, big game for us. Obviously, first game back, playing number one spot, and it's an important game for us. Only 3 games left, so we need those points to secure second spot, and I think it's a good opportunity to hit good form running into the finals.
We've obviously been through a lot over the last couple of weeks in quarantine. What's the mood in the camp heading into this one?
Yeah, it's been some ups and downs. Obviously, something that we wouldn't normally have to do, but now that it's at the stage where we can go out there and actually play a game, I think the boys are really ready to go.
And obviously we've had a few players either in quarantine who have left the club, but the boys who are still around, there's still a solid bunch there and really looking to push towards a championship.
Yeah, majority of the group's still there, which is fantastic. We didn't want to lose many players, and we were one of the lucky teams not to. So everyone's had good morale around the team, and everyone's looking to have a good game tonight.
Well, Josh, all the best and good luck tonight.
It certainly looks like a sensational day for football up in Sydney. Thomas, the starting lineup is in 4 changes from the team that last played way back in March. And I guess the good news there is Curtis Goody's playing. There was some doubt over him.
Yeah, hugely important. And Mombaz has decided to show up the back line. Delbridge playing right back instead of Atkinson. I think that gives the team a little bit more steel. And then the question mark, who's going to take over from Suseta? Lachlan Wales has been given the first shot, and it's important that somebody comes in there, plays their chance, just give that support. And I love the choice of Luna and Berenguer to support up front. We see the Sydney lineup, not really a lot of changes. On right back, Grant is out with an injury, so Redtrade drops in. Baunjohan and Ninkovic will be hugely important to push up, but hopefully we won't be able to talk a lot about Sydney because we want to see them down and out.
We don't want to, and as you mentioned, Ryan Grant out of the side. Now, a player in focus, obviously Tom Glover is now the number 1 man between the sticks. You've got to be very organised against the Sydney FC team. But what have you made of him since he's come in and become the first choice goalkeeper?
I think in general he's done really well. He took over from Dean Pisani's mid-season and has played his part in certain games, has won points. And I think he's got a huge part to play going into finals now. He's still a young keeper, still got things to learn. He made a couple of mistakes, but I think he's recovered really well. He showed great spirit. And leadership-wise, he'll be important there at the back.
Now, obviously, this is a match between City and Sydney FC, but there's a battle within a battle going on, and that's for the Golden Boot between Jamie McLaren from City and Adam Lafondra from Sydney FC. They've scored 18 goals apiece. Basat Barish is next best on 15. What sets these two players apart from the rest of the strikers in the competition this year?
On a lot of parameters, they're very similar. Obviously, goal scorers in the box, lethal. We see here some of the finishes. They got every trick in the book. McLaren is probably a little bit quicker, a little bit better over the top. His positional sense is very good. Lafondra drifts about, can also cross the ball, and maybe not as quick. But looking at stats-wise, it's only just marginally better from McLaren's point of view, and hopefully tonight it'll be the same story. We need him to come good. He scored the majority of the goals, and I hope really for him that he can finish the season off with a golden boot. Yeah, we can just see those stats. They're very, very similar, aren't they, between the two players? And Sydney, I guess, such an efficient side that when they take a chance, they don't often miss. Yeah, and I think if you can pinpoint something, that's what they're really good at. They just take what other teams are giving them. They've got the quality to then finish teams off when they get chances. They haven't had the most shots on target or anything, but their conversion rate is the best in the league, and that's why they're top. Now, Eric Monbert, the Melbourne City manager, made some interesting comments during the week about what he thought of Sydney's form on their resumption. Sydney FC's had a win and also had a loss against Newcastle. This is what Eric's had to say before this afternoon's match.
Great to be finally back on the pitch and playing our first game back for 4 months.
Yes, it's a pleasure to restart after 5 months. 5 months to wait, and yes, we have to adapt to the new situation. But yes, I'm happy, and I hope our players are happy also to restart.
A massive test today against Sydney. Are you looking forward to it?
It's a massive test, yes. But why? Because we don't know also how we can assess our level, because it's a long time we don't have played a competitive game. Yes, but I trust on our players. We are doing our best.
And I'm sure everyone's excited to just hit the field with everything that's gone on. Excited to do what we love and head out and play some football.
Yes, we enjoy to play. We enjoy to play, and we enjoy also to play our style of play. And that's why also against a good team, we will try to set up what we have practiced during this long time. We'll see if we have improved in, especially in defensive set pieces, also in to control more the possession in the middle. So I will see.
Well, Eric, all the best for tonight.
Okay, thank you.
And Thomas, Sydney's form since resumption: 3-1 win over Wellington, 2-1 defeat against Newcastle. Are they not quite the same side they were before the season was suspended?
You know what, I haven't been overly impressed. I think it's been very much up and down. And let's not put them on a pedestal. They're a good side. They've got good individual players, but they're not unbeatable. And this is the attitude. And I like what Eric Monbert focus on shore up a few things. Set piece is going to be important. The defensive side of things is going to be important because you don't want to give them many chances. But overall, it's a great opportunity and the players look ready for it. And I like what's coming out of the camp.
Well, stay with us on City Live. After the break, we'll give you some details on some fantastic auction items you can make some bids on as part of the Citizens Giving campaign.
Whatever plans you had for your future, they're still waiting for you. Because if you're with Host Plus, you're with one of Australia's top performing super funds over the long term. With over 30 years of growth and experience and some of the lowest admin fees. So keep making plans. Your future's in good hands with Host Plus. Post Plus. We go with you.
Adam Lafondra for the payoff. Oh, great save by Glover. So often he goes right down the middle with power, and Glover left a leg there and made a super save to keep it 1-1.
Welcome back to City Live. Thomas Sorensen's man there, Tom Glover, making a fantastic save from the penalty spot. Now, of course, Melbourne City are resuming their season right now in the midst of a global pandemic, which is far-reaching. But with the help of the City Football Group and the Citizens Giving for Recovery campaign, staff and fans are helping communities get back on their feet.
All around the world, together, we have been facing a health emergency. Heroes have risen to challenges they had never imagined. Many have suffered enormous loss.
Now it's time to help our communities get back on their feet.
Now is the time for City Football Group. Our 9 clubs, thousands of staff and millions of fans to make a difference. Giving our time, giving our expertise, giving our resources and giving our voice.
Now is the time to come back together for recovery. Today, we can look forward and make a positive difference.
Citizens Giving for Recovery. Get involved. Donate now.
Yeah, it's a fantastic campaign, and Melbourne City is joining forces with food rescue charity Second Bite. City Football Group has pledged to match every dollar raised up to $100,000. And tonight our auction includes 2 special jerseys. Firstly, a warm-up jersey with your surname on it, worn before the next clash with Adelaide. And also a special edition Citizens Giving jersey thanks to Etihad, the boys proudly wearing the bespoke jersey tonight. Bidding closes after the final whistle, and for more details and to launch your bid, you can log on to the melbournecityfc.com.au website. You can see all the details on screen there. And Thomas, I guess right now, and you've been involved in the City Group and playing for Melbourne City, they do a lot of great things, and right now it's never been more important.
Yeah, I love the presence they have in the community, helping kids, helping people all around, and this initiative is fantastic. We need it at this time. There's a lot of people that are a lot more, in trouble than we are. And, I hope everyone out there will help make a difference. Go and bid on some of the items. I've got my eye on a few of them, so stay away from them. But other than that, just chip in whatever you can, because it's going to make a difference. Yeah, Thomas has got the wallet ready, so log on to the website, make your bigs. Not too far away from kick-off. Stick with us here on City Live. We'll be back after the break.
Why can I have a strong skim latte? Strong skim latte, please.
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? Sir, did you say strong skim latte?
Yeah, medium, please.
When only drive-through will do. We'll be here.
Welcome back to City Live, brought to you by Macca's. Kick-off at ANZ Stadium, not far away between City and Sydney FC. Let's check back in with one of our most passionate fans in Matt Benici. Not too far away from kick-off, as we mentioned. Matt, just want to talk to you, what sort of correspondence have you been able to have with City fans during this long layoff?
Yeah, well, the social media has been key to all of this. We've got a few City group chats on Facebook, which is fantastic. And obviously, the Talking City team, we've got a really dedicated group of people who we're always staying in contact with, and, podcasts and everything else. So, they've all been helping me through this for sure.
Yeah, we want the fans to log on and get their messages through and support the team this afternoon. As we can see, some are already coming through. Good luck, lads. We'll be cheering from our lounge room with the family. City forever, and that's what everyone hopefully will be doing this afternoon, getting around the television and cheering City on. Bring the cup home. I'm with you all the way, says Lucas. So a lot of support from the fans this afternoon. Matt, thanks again for your time and enjoy the match.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Thomas, as we say, we're not too far away from kickoff. Just what do you want to see in the opening stages of this match from City?
I just want to see a positive start. All this energy that's been built up over all these months, the frustration in the beginning and now the hard work. You want to come out there and shove it to Sydney. You want to get them on the back foot. You want to be physical. You've got 3 games to go before the finals. You want to get some confidence going. And tonight is hugely important. Front foot, shore up the defensive line. You can't give Sydney too many chances. So we got to be really, really switched on, and I'm sure the lads will be. Yeah, we can get some vision now of the boys warming up not too far away at ANZ Stadium. As we mentioned before, they're a really efficient team, Sydney. But what are a couple of other their strengths that you've really got to nullify? No, but you gotta always watch a Ninkovic, a Baumjan, because they drift inside. They use their fullbacks a lot to overlap, and just the link-up play that they have, 1-2s. Caceres is really, really good as well. And then you got Bratton who will shore things up. But on the other side, they got some weaknesses. Some of the players don't want to really be tracking back. Can be a bit loose sometimes in their defensive. Third, and that's what we've seen in the first couple of games they've played. It's been a little bit up and down, but they got a quality there. And again, Lefondre, we've talked about him. He can be a difference maker. Yeah, see Jamie McLaren there, of course. That race for the Golden Boot with Adam Lefondre, as we mentioned before, both on 18 goals apiece. As we mentioned before, 4 changes to the Melbourne City team. Now, a person we haven't seen much of because of injury is Richard Winbitcher. He's playing today. We only seen him play 2 matches. What are you expecting from him? Because he was basically out for the season. Before this delay, but we get a chance to see him at the business end of the season. No, he's a great character. He's got a lot of experience. I had a chance to talk to him at a training ground a couple of times, and he'll be important because he'll be there at the back with Curtis Good and Delbridge and Jamieson, and there's a lot of experience there to help Tom Glover. So hopefully they're going to have a great game tonight and not give a lot of chances away, and then we got a really good chance. Yeah, just having another look at that Sydney lineup. I guess that main absentee is Ryan Grant, who of course was sent off last time these 2 teams played. But we've talked about Lefondre. It's a pretty impressive front 3 they got, isn't it? It is, and there's a lot of former Melbourne City players there, sadly. But they're good, doing well there, and well-deserved. Bratton, Rattray among them, and Redmayne as well, Caceres. So again, they're a good team, a lot of good qualities there, and we got to be on our best game to get something out of it, but I'm sure we can. Before we get to the first half action, this is what we pay you money for. The big prediction. Give us your scoreline. You know what, I'm always a glass half full guy. Again, I would love to see us get 3 points. So for me, it's a 2-1 win. Yeah, huge match in the context. City just ahead of Wellington at the moment on the table, both on 40 points, but City have scored 5 more goals. As we mentioned before, please get onto the website, the Citizens Giving campaign, and launch your bids for 2 fantastic auction items. Enjoy the first half, and we'll be back at halftime to review the first half action on City Live, brought to you by McDonald's.